Alright, hello there ladies and gentlemen, this is Mole Trap and I'm coming at you here with Diggity, and this is one of the games
Yo yo.
from the SSL, the SC2GG Star League, and this is none other than, as you can see on your screen right now, XiaoxI versus JF. I know I'm pronouncing XiaoXi wrong, but I don't,
Xiao.
yeah, it's something like Xiaoshi or
Just go
something
with
along those
Xiao.
lines.
Go Xiao.
Okay, we'll call it Zhao, I guess. Anyway, first is JF, commonly referred to as JF. His nick, as you can see there, is IefNaij, which is John Fei backwards, which is apparently his name. Commonly referred to as JF, though, so we'll just go ahead and call him that for now. And he is the orange Protoss in the top right-hand corner, and that would make Zhao the purple Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner. They're doing some chatting on screen right now. Not sure what they're chatting about exactly. This is actually Game 2 of their round of 8 set. Game 1 glitched and crashed my StarCraft, so we're not going to be casting Game 1 at the moment. Hopefully it will go back and cast it at some future time, or perhaps someone else will be casting it. I'm not sure. But it's not cast at the moment, and we don't actually know what happened in Game 1 though. So this is technically Game 2, but well, anyway, it should be interesting to see. It looks like XiaoXi's going for a overpool build, and he's going to get some quick units out here pretty quickly. And on the other side of the screen, JF going for a Forge Expand build. He's probably going to have to put down some cannons pretty early here because of this build, and he has his probe in XiaoXi's base, so Zhao's base, so he knows what's going on. He's going to be fully prepared.
It's actually funny. I asked someone what that meant, and they were basically explaining it was kind of a cultural revolution term that referred to someone who was overly interested in Western things. So it was basically kind of like a little bourgeoisie or bourgeois, basically. So I thought that was probably the best StarCraft name I've ever heard. At least I enjoy that as meaning more than other StarCraft names out there. Anyway, it looks like we've seen just a little bit of trivia there for you. Xiao has in fact gone for an overpool into expansion, hasn't put down his gas yet, and that probe scout's still alive. JF, formidable opponent. I think widely considered the best player of 2007. Maybe a couple arguments for Nooney or Idra perhaps in there, but generally, yeah, he was the guy who was really dominating over just about last year. I hear he hasn't been playing as well lately, and it looks like he does have a couple idle probes near his main that he's just starting to move out, but overall, I would still be scared of him if I ever played him, because he's just got some insane Reaver micro, and he's just a very quick, very intelligent player.
Yeah, definitely. He has been he hasn't quite been dominant or anything lately, and so I don't know if he's been playing any worse, but maybe other people have been playing better. It's hard to tell, but he's definitely not been dominating quite as much as he did last year, which was 2008, by the way. And but XiaoXi.
Did I say 2007?
He said 2007.
I have no track of time anymore.
That's alright.
Time warp.
Yeah, he was winning pretty much everything last year, and now he's not winning everything. That's basically what it comes down to. But he is doing well in the SSL, and a little bit of lag, apologize for that. And oh, we have a run-by! A little bit of a run-by. I don't think those are even speeded upgraded Lings. Just slow Zerglings just kind of running around the base now. And they're not probably going to be able to do too much except just be annoying. But he did manage to squeeze it by. There's only the single cannon there. And Zhao took advantage of that and decided to get some Zerglings in there. So JF's going to have to deal with this. Zhao, I keep wanting to call him XiaoXi. That's what Artosis calls him, and so it's kind of how he's referred to now a lot. He may actually get this gas down. He's kind of slowly picking away at it. It's almost dead. It's almost in. He can still cancel it and rebuild it. No, it comes in. He really needed that gas, but now the gas assimilator is going to go down. It does go down. So, bad news for JF. He's going to be really behind on his tech now. He's going to be able to get his core out, obviously, at some point, but then he's going to be behind on gas when that finally does come out. And these 4 Zerglings are just really being annoying to him, and he's just taking a long time to get rid of them. Anyway, but yeah, XiaoXi also a very good player. Not quite as dominant at any point in time as JF was, but still one of the top players, top foreign Zerg players, and pretty consistent in that as well. He's always been very good. You know, sometimes you see a game of him where he's a little bit sloppy, but they're probably usually just puck games or something like that. Anyway, he does manage to get the core down in his base before the pylon dies, But Jesus, those 4 Zerglings are now down to 2, are just being really, really, really annoying here.
I have to say, this is the best Zergling harass I've seen, at least unupgraded Zergling harass I've seen in quite some time. This is very well. This is putting him so far ahead. He's taking out a pylon. He's taking out a zealot. He's stopped that gas. It looks like, in the meantime, it's a 2-hatch build, and I think JF might just be so distracted that actually maybe check that. What's happening in that bottom right-hand corner? Never mind, 3rd hatchery going down that bottom right. But those Mutalisks are going to be coming out sooner rather than later, and I think these Zerglings, just by themselves, has managed to delay things well enough that a couple Mutalisks up in the air might be able to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's probably not going to have, let's see, I don't see, no, there's no Stargate yet. Wait, is that it? Yeah, Stargate going down, but his Spire is going to be in well before Corsairs will be out. So if he wanted to, he could theoretically go for an air build, and JF is finally getting a Zealot in here to try and scout. That's the purpose of this Zealot here, is to try and see what's going on. He needs to know what tech there is because he's been so distracted he hasn't been able to tell. He is going to scout the Spire about a second before that Spire is going to come in. The Zealot does go down to those Zerglings, but he did spot that Spire, and it looks like he may have been saving up Larva. He's Overlord blocked. It looks like, no. He's just getting some bunch of Mutalisks in, so he is going for Mutas. The Stargate just warping in, and luckily JF did at least see that Spire just in time to put down 2 cannons in his main, and it looks like he's just going to depend on his door cannons for his natural expansion, but he could be in trouble here. I'm not sure if he has enough with just those 2 cannons to deal with a bunch of Mutalisks coming out right now.
That was a really fortunate scout. The Zerglings there were enough Zerglings there to kill that Zealot. They just happened to be just slightly out of position. I think Zher was just so, he was just so focused on those Zerglings in the main that he wasn't quite able to deal with the blockade, basically. And it looks like the Mutalisk starting to wander in. An Overlord getting killed there at the 3 o'clock, that's going to be a little bit annoying. But yeah, the 5 Mutalisks wandering up just to find a Corsair and 2 cannons waiting. I'm going to have to back off. In the meantime, a Citadel of Adun up, but nice. I really like that scout by JF, really catching Xiao out of position and just able to get that scatter, and that was huge. That could have been the game right there, theoretically, and that's as a result, he's just able to respond to it well. He might have put down the cannons anyway in response, but a lot of Mutalisks being produced by Xiao. That's a large amount of Mutalisks. He's going to have to bring him back down to that bottom right-hand corner, maybe to help with this attack. Looks like that Sunken Colony is going to be up in time to deal with these 2 Zealots, but at the very least, Jeff making a pretty good game of this, considering how far on the back foot he's been. Only a single gateway, though, and that's the thing I got to worry about. His production is just absolutely stymied. 3 hatcheries and a bunch of Mutalisks in the air versus 1 gateway. Really, JF needs to plop something down. He needs to get some more units on the ground, or he just needs to overload on some cannons. Otherwise, he's just going to end up getting run over.
Yeah, finally he has his Templar Archives up. He's only got that 1 gateway, though, so he's producing a Dark Templar. He's just having to depend on those few Corsairs to try to hold off this air attack, and he's actually somehow managed to hold off just with a couple cannons and Corsairs, but Zhao does have a lot of mutas in the air now. If he goes in for an attack with some Scourge, it could be pretty devastating without an Archon, and with only 2 Corsairs in the air right now, possibly 3rd coming out here in the moment. But still, he could be in trouble, and here he actually comes in for a little bit of Mutalisk harass. He's going to try and pick off some probes here. The Corsairs are in the same area. They're going to be able to drive that off. But yeah, that scout, I think it was just crucial. Maybe he would have put down those cannons anyway, regardless. But I think that he saw that Spire and immediately put down the cannons, and it saved him. Because otherwise, without those 2 cannons in his main would have gotten destroyed. All his tech would have been gone, and I think the game would be over by now.
Oh, this was huge. If you check that 9 o'clock position, there was just a Dark Templar hanging out there. If it had just gone in, there's only a creep colony on the front door. It wasn't quite up to a sunken colony that Dark Templar would have been able to wander in. It's still going to be pretty close in timing-wise, but instead kind of hit there to the 9 o'clock. In the meantime, the Corsairs, a lot of Corsairs up in the air chasing down those Mutalisks, a couple Scourge. It looks like they were able to run in and take a Corsair out, and just going to push them back. Right now, JF playing really on the defensive back foot. There are 2 Overlords headed to the bottom right-hand corner, 2 Dark Templar heading in. I don't think they're going to be able to do a lot there. And honestly, I feel like these Dark Templar need to come back to home base, maybe. But fortunately for JF, Xiao is just really sticking to this Mutalisk combination and kind of going headlong into JF's strengths. The 4 Mutalisks, or the 4 Corsairs up in the air. Now more pylons being plopped down. Finally, some more gateways. So JF, I feel like he's kind of survived the storm a little bit here. but still in a bad economic position. He's isolated to 2 bases. Looks like he's trying to just sneak this scout out to this upper left-hand corner to plop it in the dark. But really, if Xiao spots that at all, he's going to be able to take it out.
Yeah, he did in the meantime tech to lurkers. We see a few lurkers morphing at his front door here. They're almost complete now. And so that's kind of his next plan. Wow, Corsair's really owning some overlords in the bottom here, and this is gonna be so annoying from the standpoint of a Zerg player. So annoying when they go in and kill off your overlords and you're supply blocked and you can't really build any more units. I mean, that's Zerg need to macro. Zerg are based; they're a macro-based race a lot of the time. I mean, that's, well, sometimes you micro, obviously, but you know, Zerg are all about economy and just having masses of units. So if you can't make any units, then you're in trouble as a Zerg player. So being supply blocked is just really annoying, but I guess I don't have to emphasize that too much. He does have those lurkers. He doesn't seem to be doing anything with them yet. He could be saving up, but critically, he has kept those Mutalisks alive, and he's been running around with a lot of Scourge and what have you. So he's going to have that for the rest of the game. Well, I mean, not for the rest of the game, but for a while now, because he has units to back it up now as well. And basically that makes JF be forced to have anti-air all the time, just in case those mutas come back in. And it's going to make his ground forces a little bit more susceptible to these lurkers and hydras that are going to come in afterwards.
Critically, though, I think JF in that last attack, drawing those Mutalisks back. Oh, Mutalisk's able to go in, pick up one Templar. They're going to be able to pick off. Oh, yes, able to get the second one.
Both
a lot of the Mutalisks getting hit. But Lurker's starting to burrow up in the meantime, and JF does not have any detection. Losing those High Templar, he's not going to have Psionic Storm to really deal with anything. Looks like that robotics facility just about halfway in. Probably going to end up losing that Forge before he has any form of detection. Probably that Gateway as well. But fortunately, it looks like those Corsairs going to run back and take a couple Scourge hit in the middle of the map as well. But critically, the upper left-hand corner been unspotted. Xiao just completely distracted by that attack of the Corsair and the Dark Templar, that bottom right-hand corner. And as a result, he just didn't get a chance to scout that upper left, and he kind of forgot about it, which is going to be terrible, actually, because he's in not too. This is exactly how JF's going to get back in this game. He's going to put this Nexus up, then he'll be able to kickstart his economy, and as long as he has a lot of cannons, it'll be difficult for Xiao to just kind of push into it, and then it's just going to be 3 bases versus 3 bases, JF's advantage, even though it looks like he's lost his Forge and his Gateway. Not to say that JF's out of the woods yet, but definitely having that Nexus up is a big help.
And he has been using those Mutalisks to really great effect. He distracted, and he went in, he picked off those Templar, just completely opened the door for these lurkers. Uh-oh, I hear drop coming. I hear Hydralisks being loaded in. Wait, where do I see it? I know I just heard it, but I don't see where the overlords are. Maybe he was unloading
right at the
them.
natural expansion.
Oh, okay.
No, they're natural expansion.
Was he unloading them? Maybe that's what he was doing, was unloading them. Anyway.
He's loading them up.
Okay.
They're moving across the middle of the map now.
Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, sorry about that. He has been keeping the Corsair count down, and he managed to pick off those Templars. He used some Scourge to go in and pick off some Corsairs as well. So he's really doing a good job of keeping, you know, JF's unit count down. And I apologize for a little bit of lag just between Diggity and I while we're watching this online. And here he comes in, kills off the last Corsair. The Mutalisks do go down though, so no more Mutalisks to worry about. And he does have Psystorm at this point. It looks like he might be able to break out. But I mean, like you said, it's critical that he doesn't have to break out of anything because he's managed to catch this top left base. And Xiao just hasn't done anything about it. He could have easily taken that out with this contain on the natural expansion. He could have sent some Hydralisks over and taken that out. But he hasn't, and it's really going to cost him in the long run. He's just now getting his 4th base up, so at the moment they are tied in bases, and JF is really doing a good job of holding all this stuff off, and it looks like he may be in a good position to move out if he really wants to. He does have, looks like he lost one of his observers, I think, but he has another one incoming now, so now he is going to be able to break out. No additional Scourges or anything to go in and take care of that observer, so Xiao's contain is going to get broken here. He's going to get pushed back. We'll have to see if JF decides to press this advantage home and try and move out, or if he's just going to use that to try and secure another base or something. Oh, hey, how about that? Oh, wow.
In the meantime, a huge drop over the main. That was a nice little distractionary attack. So all of those units having to come back, having to that's going to allow Xiao to reinforce the contain. Unfortunately for Xiao, he's going for a contain and he doesn't realize that there's another base up, I don't think. But he's still going to have a lot of success with this. He's getting a lot of those probe kills. He's got the lurkers down, killing a lot of units. He's not quite able to take out the tech. Looks like these units are going to get killed, but yeah, he's got a lot of probes. So basically, JF is going to be stuck back to essentially 2 bases. It's a good thing he has that base up in the upper left-hand corner, otherwise he'd be completely out of this game. But in the meantime, more units flooding towards the front door. I don't think it's going to be enough to... Oh, maybe. There looks like there's some burrowing. Some more High Templar moving up. They don't have enough Storm, though. Looks like they might get picked off. No, another Storm in them. Going to be able to catch a lot of those Hydralisks. But unfortunately for for Xiao, I feel like he's pushing in this attack as though he was going up against 2 bases. He has no idea that third's up in the upper left-hand corner. I don't think he would be using these sort of all like really heavy push tactics if he thought there was another expansion out in the field.
Yeah, this is wow. Yeah, this is just really bad for Zhao now. That drop, it looked like he got some probes, but he really didn't quite do enough. It looks like he only got a couple buildings in there, and I apologize for missing that drop. His frontal attack was such a good distraction that it distracted the casters as well. And yeah, it looks like JF might be thinking about pushing out here now that he's really destroyed a lot of units from Zhao in that drop. And in the frontal attack, the 2 frontal attacks actually, he feels he has enough of a military advantage to move out here. And oh, these lurkers, oh, they could get destroyed right as they pop. Oh, no storms or anything on those. Looks like a couple of them may survive to live and burrow another day. But still, Zhao basically has nothing right now.
I think, yeah, Zhao was in the situation where he was like, okay, I just killed a bunch of probes in his main. I think it looks like another drop going in. Able to catch a little bit more. It looks like it was just a lurker and 2 Hydralisks there at the main. It's just going to be distractionary, kind of supplementary force. But really, yeah, I think Zhao was thinking, I've got him pinned back. He lost all his probes. He's at just 1 base, and that base isn't very well saturated. Now I can push in. All he can do is defend with his army. And then he ran into a much larger force than he was expecting. I think at this stage he's got to be thinking, okay, there's another expansion up someplace. And really, I think that was kind of I'm hoping that's the realization factor right there. He's got to play a little bit more defensively, because as you can see, JF actually, I'm not sure that I like this. He's pushing up with a lot more units than I think he should be. He can't afford to lose his army even at this stage. But at the very least, he is breaking out. He does have a significant supply advantage, but he can't afford to just keep losing his army like this. But the unit combination actually is winning out here, and I guess the high ground. I expected those Hydralisks and those lurkers to do quite a bit better. And what I was missing here is, I guess, the upgrades. Level 2 weapons, level 1 armor, versus just level 2, I think, Carapace there. And now JF has a huge army in open field. He's going to start bearing down on Zhao, and Zhao doesn't have anything to stop it. And it looks like, yeah, just complete miscalculation, throwing too many units in those prior 2 attacks. He's not going to have enough to stop this.
Wow, there's GG from Zhao. So excellently played by JF. That was really, really nicely done. And by the way, I did check just a minute ago, and Zhao never knew about the top left base. He didn't have it on his vision. So yeah, he was completely in the dark on that the whole time, and it was really something that he missed that was pretty critical to the game. So GG.